So welcome back to DecoyNoise and another episode of Am I the Antagonist? And am I the antagonist for not buying my girlfriend a car? So as always, we read the story in its entirety, we take it over to Decoy Court where I give you my knee-jerk reaction, I read over some of the top comments and the controversial comments, then I read your comments down below, but let's go ahead and get to the story right now. So OP wrote, "Too long didn't read. My girlfriend is a bad driver and totaled her car. Now she wants me to buy her a very expensive car. So a throwaway account because my girlfriend knows my Reddit handle. I'm a 34-year-old male. Girlfriend, a 25-year-old female, wrecked and totaled her car last week. No injuries, thankfully. She is a notoriously bad driver. She's been driving since she was 16, and this is the third car that she's totaled. Found at fault for all three, and been involved in multiple other minor accidents. A couple of days ago, we left to take her to the dealership so that she can get another car, and directs me to drive her to the Porsche dealership as she's scheduled to test drive a brand new 2021 Porsche convertible. LOL, what? That's an obvious joke, right? She tells me she's dead serious, but she just totaled an older model Kia Rio. Why the sudden upgrade to a $200,000 car? I don't even drive a car that nice. An argument ensued from there. I ask how she's planning on paying for that. She's a waitress at a very high-end restaurant with a big clientele, so she's paid well, but business has been slow the last few months due to the lockdown. She says obviously with my job we'd be able to afford it no problem. While it's true it wouldn't break the bank, I told her I might as well light the money on fire with the way that she drives. I suggested she get a used non-luxury brand, and that if she can go a few years without an accident, maybe then get a luxury car. A little more back and forth and neither of us feel like getting a car anymore, so we go back home. It's now been 3 days since the argument and she's been sleeping in the spare bedroom and barely talking to me. The friends we have in our group chat are split and some believe I'm the antagonist and some believe the girlfriend is. So Reddit, what's your verdict? So as always, you gotta rush the case over to Decoy Court where I'm gonna give you my knee-jerk reaction to the situation, and honestly I feel like this is a pretty clear-cut situation. It's kind of surprising that it made it to the top because I oftentimes don't want to accuse many of these stories of being fake stories, but honestly it's a bit much to think that a 25-year-old and a 30-year-old are going to have this insane level of, I don't want to, like, miscommunication as to, is this a sugar daddy situation? Like, they're too close in age to be a sugar daddy thing, but there's only one way that a reasonable person would go from a Kia Rio, or a used Kia Rio at that, total that, and just expect, oh, let's get a $200,000 car right after that. Half of me thinks that this is, I hate saying it's a fake story, but half of me thinks that this is too clear cut. Obviously the OP's in the right, but for argument's sake, I'd go ahead and say that, maybe this is her just testing the water. If this is a real story, testing the water as to what she can get away with the boyfriend, to see if, if he is that low self-esteem that he's just going to let her get away with this and buy her this vehicle, then, pure positive for her. It kind of sets the boundaries of the relationship a little bit more set in stone. Like, we were not exactly certain if this was just a sugar daddy situation, but after you bought me a $200,000 car and she's just a waitress at a restaurant that is probably not even open for tips right now, they just made it very clear that this is a sugar daddy situation. I guess for the Decoy defense, we probably have to go into a bit of the same part of the argument where, yes, it's a sugar daddy situation, and it's maybe this was implied. Like, I don't, you hate to say, like, is there an attractiveness disparity where the girl is top-notch 10 out of 10 Instagram model with multiple celebrities and athletes sliding in her DMs all the time, and OP looks like, I don't know, who's the guy? Not Steve Jobs. Who's the Microsoft guy? It's eluding me right now. He looks like, it's not Steve Jobs, it's Tom. I really want to get it right now, but the guy that made Microsoft. Let me know in the comment section right now. It's ridiculous that I just can't think of his name right now, but let me know in the comments. But he looks like the Microsoft guy, and maybe that's just implied in the relationship with, everything he's been buying her and how he's been spoiling her, and the house is this way and that way. But I mean, the decoy defense is oftentimes just a way to kind of get silly and just try to figure out an obvious way why it's the inverse of what the Decoy Court is saying. But Decoy Court right now is just going to go ahead and say that he's not the antagonist he is the antagonist in the sense of just letting her, oh, you don't buy me the car? Well, I'm going to throw a fit and sleep in the spare bedroom right now, even though I can't, to not jump ahead in the story, I can't imagine that she's on a closed restaurant salary or tips or whatever the money is. She's able to spend afford a multiple bedroom apartment. It's obviously going to be on OP's side. So OP, you're kind of the antagonist for letting this situation come around, but no, in this particular story, obviously the girl is the antagonist. So as always, if you like this content, we'll take a short break right now, give you guys some time to give me your feedback as well. Subscribe down below with the notifications on while we're taking that break, and also check out the Decoy Voice channel, the secondary channel where I'm going to kind of do a little bit, I'm going to do different things. I'm not even exactly certain what kind of topics I'm going to cover, but it'll be something different and something fun. Maybe it'll be more produced stuff or more podcasty stuff, who knows. But let's go ahead and go to that top comment right now, which is, you're the antagonist for dating a woman who sees you as an ATM. There has to be some red flags along the way before she demanded you buy a $200,000 car. Might want to reassess the relationship. And the thing is, though, is they even got the Take My Power award over here. But yeah, it's like they might be the antagonist because they obviously are in a sugar daddy relationship where there's got to be some sort of monetary aspect to the relationship. If she's just gonna jump ahead to the whole, you're gonna buy me a $200,000 car. I wrecked a car, so here's my bonus for wrecking a car. Like, I want to say wholeheartedly, I know every girl I've dated ever wouldn't just jump from our relationship dynamic being the way it is to, yes, I'm Decoy, I'm going to buy them a $200,000 car. It just would never happen. So there are some breadcrumbs in this relationship that are showing, hey, that was a possibility. The next reply was this. In a more serious note, how long have you been together? Is her asking you to buy an expensive stuff a common occurrence? If this is the case, it's time for you to rethink your future for her. And the thing is, though, there's nothing wrong with like a sugar daddy relationship if the guy is, very understanding that's what it is. Like, they know that they're not going to get a girl this quality, so they're going to spend money on them, and the girl knows, okay, I'm not as attracted to you, but I like the money that you're providing in the relationship. So maybe this is a situation where OP's okay spending this kind of money, like top dollar on the girlfriend, paying rent, paying for all this other stuff, but is just drawing the line at a $200,000 car. So now there's a bit of like a power struggle in this situation. So that would kind of make sense too as well, that, this is a sugar daddy relationship, but he just doesn't want to go that far. Let's go ahead and go to the next top comment saying, not the antagonist for sure. She expects you to purchase a car for her? Effing what? She has enough money to get herself a used reliable car. How effing entitled of her. She honestly sounds like a 16-year-old girl on an episode of My Super Sweet 16. That's some big red flags. She refuses to sleep with you because you won't buy her a luxury car. I don't think I, personally, could be in a relationship with someone who acted that way towards me over not purchasing them a car, especially a luxury car. I'm in no way telling you to break up with her, but I definitely think you should address to her about how big of a problem this is, and maybe post this in relationships. That's a big issue. She's acting like that. And the thing that I would also add on top of that is, this is someone giving their personal opinion. And yes, the girlfriend, 25 years old, is acting pretty immature, but the idea is this may just be the dynamic of the relationship. You don't want to hate on OP because he's in a sugar daddy relationship. Like that's probably what's actually happening over here. So they're correct with their assessment of the situation, but just because they don't want to be in that type of relationship doesn't mean that OP isn't perfectly fine. He's just trying to draw the line at no $200,000 car. I'm sorry, that's where it is. But let's go ahead and go to the top controversial comment, which is, you're the antagonist for not seeing the gold digger she is, which maybe she is the gold digger and he's fine with it. He just wants to draw the line. And then the next top reply is lots of negative votes saying, how do y'all normally split the household expenses? I'm leaning towards everyone sucks here due to you light the money on fire comment. But what is the agreement / understanding for major expenses? Have you helped her buy cars before? Do you split expenses and pool money? So I do kind of share the same sentiment as this person over here with the whole, yes, you saying light the money on fire is kind of a mean thing that's unnecessary, but she kind of has it coming in the sense that she has no business trying to demand this type of money. But let's go ahead and go to one more top controversial comment, which is, not the antagonist. Your wording probably could have been a bit more gentle, but your point is very accurate. She doesn't seem responsible enough for a car that expensive. Also, how long have you been together? That's a big ask from someone. Which is kind of true, the idea that maybe this is just a thing that's just commonplace, like he bought all the other cars, and maybe there was another agreement on the table that's saying, hey, once your Kia Sorento or whatever that vehicle was, once that one, you know, kicks the bucket, I'm gonna go ahead and buy you another car, and that was the agreement. And it's like, okay, yeah, maybe OP was talking about they have a particular job right now, and later on, once they have the next level, they'll buy fancier cars. Who knows what it could be? But this, I'm sorry, like, I'm Decoy Court, even though I don't like giving this judgment, this is too clear cut. Like, I'm just gonna go ahead and say, I'm thinking that, you know, OP's the antagonist here, because this seems like a fake story. This is too clear cut. It's too, yes, obviously she's the bad person. Everybody pile on, everybody get in here, and, you know, boo this man right now, boo this person, boo the girlfriend in the scenario, because obviously they're the antagonist. But, you know, as always, I don't like to do these types of stories where it seems fake. I just didn't really scout the story too well. But, you know, if you made it this far in the video, I'd like to say I thank you guys for hanging out with me as long as you have. Push the subscribe button, share this with somebody you think might enjoy this channel, and also, as always, put this on autoplay and watch the next episode of DecoyNoise coming up next.